recording some of their more serious fights. This one took place on February 8th, just 3 days after Courtney apologized for cutting him, proving just how incredibly volatile their relationship had been.
Decide whether or not you're done gaslighting me. Decide whether or not you're done gaslighting.
I am mad that you told me to come.
Decide right now.
Courtney, that's a threat. I asked you so many times that I don't know, and I apologize. But you hit me.
Shut up. Don't.
No physical violence was depicted in Christian's video, but security footage from the apartment building told another story. Days later, on February 21st, police found this security video of an extended physical altercation between the couple. Unfortunately, the security footage didn't have audio capacity, and the reason for the argument remains unknown. Even without sound, though, it was easy to tell that things were already spiraling out of control between Courtney and Christian. The investigation would show that this sort of behavior was even more pervasive than anyone yet suspected.
And what do you guys usually argue about? Or is it always a different issue?
I don't even know.
Do you mind telling us about those arguments or no?
I don't think there's a point. I cannot remember everything, so I don't want to remember part of it.
Okay. Would you say it's jealousy related?
For sure, for some of it, yeah.
Another argument, recorded a month later on March 5th by one of Courtney and Christian's friends, was clearly based on jealousy. This altercation was even more aggressive than the one in February.
I was sober for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And now why am I not sober? Because of you. You're hindering my progress. Do you see how instigative he is?
No, you're telling me I touched her yesterday when I...
You did. I didn't say you touched it.
You said I did.
You were leaning. Yo, you were dumb as... You were flirting with 3 girls.
What 3 girls? What 3 girls? You?
Well, maybe
you and you?
Matter.
You are the most...
Good.
I ever met in my life. You, Courtney.
You too. Get the out of here. This isn't even my house.
Yeah, cool.
It's not my house. You're just like my boyfriend. Get the out of here.
Just like your boyfriend?
I can actually get down if you're not here.
Yeah.
Get the out of here.
Okay, I'll remember that next time.
Get out. No, that's not even the next time. Out.
Stop touching
Get
me.
out.
Don't touch me again.
Good thing. Get out. Get out. Get out. For real.
Get out.
I never want to see you again.
Ooh.
And yet, there were still worse incidents the police would soon unearth.
Has he ever put his hand on you before? How many times would take a guess in the 2 years you've been together?
Yeah, maybe like 5 times. I remember there was a time when he hit me really hard in the head, and I was going to discombobulate, but I can't even remember when it was. It might have just been like when we were drunk, but I know it happened, so I'll just leave that out because I can't give you exact facts.
Okay.
And I don't want to lie about anything. The last time was in Tulum. He grabbed me by my hair or something. We were both drinking. But there was a bench in front of our bed. And he threw me against the bench, and I hit the bench. My head at the bench. And I fell on the floor. There was another time my mom was on the phone, and he threw me into the wall in the bathroom. But, I am certainly a crazy person too. So there was that one. But the cops have been up there one other time yesterday for absolutely no reason. Absolutely none.
The police's visit to Courtney's apartment the night before Christian was discovered in critical condition had been recorded on body cam. This situation, too, appeared to have been more complicated than she was letting on.
Shane Carlos, bro?
Yeah. We had a domestic dispute.
Okay.
Can you please let me into my apartment? Please?
Okay.
Yes. I have a...
Hey, hold on. What's going on?
Okay.
Where's your apartment? You have a key?
We have...
You don't need to talk to What's going on?
Lying about...
Where's your key?
Courtney explained that she was locked out during the course of an argument with her boyfriend, Christian. The building security manager explained how things went from bad to worse when Courtney came to the lobby to retrieve the spare key. This incident was eerily similar to a horrendous exchange that police uncovered between Christian and Courtney from months earlier. On October 9, 2021, 6 months before Christian was found in critical condition, he messaged Courtney the following. The crazy thing about this is that yesterday when you stabbed me in the leg and you saw how bad it was hurting me, and I couldn't walk, I couldn't do, and you were telling me I wish I could take your pain away. Did I make you feel like for stabbing me? No, I just sucked it up and hope tomorrow will be better. That's right, Courtney had apparently stabbed Christian before. Unfortunately, no police report was ever made, and the violence only escalated from there until Christian was found now on the verge of death. Back at the apartment building the night before police found Christian with harrowing wounds, the building security manager told police what he'd witnessed.
Her boyfriend comes charging towards her, and we actually try to get in the middle of it. The boyfriend actually came after her, and Paul was walking towards there, and then I just said, you know, enough is enough. Police need to be called. She said she don't want police to be called. But when it's in a common area, and something happened like that, my safety is the residents first.
Further investigation into the text messages surrounding the stabbing from 6 months earlier revealed that Courtney never responded to Christian's message. The next day, he sent another, indicating that yet another physical altercation had taken place. He wrote, "Hey, I'm sorry. If it's okay, can I come back up? I know you said 5 minutes, but I've been in the restroom. My nose is bleeding and the back of my head hurts, like really hurts. IDK if it was your hand or the phone, but I'm really dizzy." This time, Courtney responded and told Christian, "I'm putting your stuff up. You can come get it when I say you can. Go to first aid." The rest of the conversation would reveal a whole new level of cruelty. Back on the night before Christian's hospitalization, Courtney was determined to share her version of the story after hearing what the building manager reported.
What else do you
I
need?
was told I was going to get a chance to speak.
Go ahead, Courtney. What's going on?
That's your turn.
Are you gonna listen?
We're listening. Go ahead.
Have you been drinking today?
Okay, did you hear all this?
The person on the other end of the phone call was Courtney's father, who remained on the line for the duration of the police's visit. During the similar conflict 6 months earlier, Christian had continued to plead with Courtney to let him back into the apartment, revealing even more disturbing information in the process. A few minutes after Courtney told him to go to first aid, he wrote, "Can you please let me in and help me, please? I can't keep walking up and down when my leg hurts. Come on." Courtney did not appear to have let Christian inside. He contacted her again, saying, "You hit me in the face with a phone, then continue to hit the back of my head with the phone. Now I have a lump. I'm bleeding, throwing up. I think I got a mild concussion and have anxiety. I slept in the restroom for 2 hours and I'm just lost beyond words." Finally, Courtney apologized to Christian. "I'm sorry for hitting you in the face and the back of your head and spitting on you. Is it right? No. You just pissed me the off, but I still love you." All this and more would come to light as the investigation continued, including the couple's apparent history of substance use. However, this was only the beginning, as there was still more appalling evidence of the couple's violent relationship. Back on the night before Christian was found fighting for his life, Courtney was determined to make the police listen to her.
Why do you have something against me, man? Like, I'm just trying to.
What has anything against you?
It seems like
We're
you don't
trying
like
to talk.
me.
The officer Courtney had argued with stepped aside to talk to the security manager. When talking with him and several other employees, the officer learned that Courtney and Christian were actually in the process of being evicted for not paying rent. Courtney didn't mention this in conversation with the other 2 police officers. It probably didn't help their situation that allegedly residents as far as 2 floors above and below Courtney and Christian's apartment could hear them yelling at each other and reported the disturbances.
What do you need?
Okay, can you please? Seriously?
What?
My boyfriend. He and Mom. Okay, he hasn't paid any rent. He hasn't told me okay, I don't care. I'll hold it down. I broke up with him about a week ago. I had my mom fly out to me. She stayed with me for a week. She had to like get him out, and he kept sleeping in the elevator room inside of my like extra couch.
Courtney said that her mother had gone home that morning, after which things with Christian had taken a turn for the worst again.
I stayed in my apartment all day. I didn't take my dogs out for like 8 hours. because I was afraid that when I came down here, I was going to be down. And when I did come down, I walked my dogs, and he was following me. He wouldn't leave me alone. And then all of a sudden, like, he followed me in the elevator, and I said, don't follow me. This guy said he shoved her when I was upstairs, and then they shoved her on my door. I said, I shoved her. I said, show me the video. Like, I really got angry because that did not happen.
Recent text messages between the couple indicated that they'd been arguing almost constantly since April 1st, 2 days before police found Christian in a critical state. After ignoring messages from Christian in which he apologized for entering the apartment before her mom left and begged to have a direct conversation, Courtney informed him, "You're like talking to a bag of rocks." How this insult led to a knife wound remained to be seen. The night before the stabbing, Courtney continued to plead her case to the officers on scene.
I am, right now, like, I have not always been a victim, but, like, right now, I'm a freaking victim in the situation. I'm scared to go downstairs and walk my dogs. I just walked them, and I told them, you don't have a chance, and now, all of a sudden, this is all happening.
All right, so what do you want us to do?
I want a restraining order against Christian Gonzalez.
Additionally, Courtney and the security manager had found some common ground when the police asked what they wanted to see happen. Both had requested that Christian be removed from the property for trespassing. However, just like every other aspect of this case, things had not been that simple.
Does he have property in the room, in the apartment with you? A lot of property, you said. He's been with you here for about 2 months, right? Let me let you know something. He lives here. That person lives in that apartment with you. Okay, we cannot trespass anybody that lives in this place.
The police escorted Courtney back to her apartment and did a walkthrough of the complex, but didn't find Christian. He was clearly around, however, because when Courtney gave police consent to search her phone, records showed that he texted Courtney saying, "Courtney, please, I was downstairs and they're trying to get me for trespassing. Help, please." Though he sent countless messages begging her to help him or talk to him, her only response was, "You never loved me." The police never did catch up with Christian, and since there was no ongoing violence, the officers departed. They had no idea they would be back in fewer than 24 hours after the bloody culmination of the couple's fight. In the interrogation room, Courtney explained how their interactions had continued after the police left the previous night.
I didn't want to talk to him. I really let him have it over the phone. And I let him come back and spend the night, and then he explained the whole thing, and I was like, okay, you know what? Let's agree. We will never, like, touch each other again out of anger, and he will never gaslight me again. Those were the two, like, main things.
Courtney stuck to her story that things had recently changed for the better between her and Christian, but this turned out to be little more than the eye of the storm, because less than 24 hours later, Christian would be in the hospital fighting for his life.
He was happy to be back in the apartment. I was happy to have him back in the apartment because I missed him. And been waking up telling me, "Good morning, I love you," touching me. Like, it's just, I felt very, very loved when I woke up this morning. That's why I'm so, like, heartbroken. It's just like, why?
The couple appeared to have gotten along for a short few hours after the police left, but it didn't last long before violence erupted once again.
Like I said, a little bit blur. I was doing laundry and watching a Christina Randall, or listening to a Christina Randall video, and tried to call my mom. She didn't answer the first time. And then he came back with a Subway sandwich. Before he left, he recited exactly what I wanted. And I said, I'll text what I want to you. And he said, I know what you want. I said, no, you don't. He recited it to me before he left. And he got it perfectly right. He came back. And I said something about, like, oh, are you going to, like, reshare your location with me? Like, did you want to share it? And he said, yeah, I'm sure. And I was like, oh, when did you do that? And it was the other day, like, when you were done with me. And I was like, okay, well, fair enough. Like, reshare it. And then he told, it kind of, like, turned into, like, a little, like, argument or something. And then he told me to reshare mine, and I was like, okay, yeah, I will. And then I didn't do it immediately. They asked me about it again. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I just said, questions about, well, what if I'm somewhere you don't want me to be?
Christian captured footage of this fight, too. Notably, the precipitating argument seemed to have gone a little differently than Courtney told the detectives.
Courtney, you're drunk right now, and like it's hard to talk to you right now.
Go get me alcohol!
Well, you already had alcohol.
Go get me alcohol! Go get it! Go get it!
It got even worse when investigators made yet another shocking discovery. 3 months earlier, on January 31st, Courtney texted Christian this heartless message. Hopefully this gives you time to think about your actions. Enjoy the hospital. A little while later, she checked in to ask, "You keep up. How does it feel?" It's unclear what sort of altercation led to Christian's hospitalization, but further messages showed Courtney daring him to tell hospital staff what had happened. Instead, Christian said he would explain his injuries away as a football accident. Even this, though, was just a precursor of the horrors to come. More of Christian's recordings revealed how bad things got in the lead-up to his most grievous injury.
Okay. Hey, baby, just slow down.
Get away!
In the interrogation room, Courtney continued to downplay the confrontation.
But I was like, why are you doing this? Just because, like I said, that we're over, blah, blah. And he was trying to talk to me, and I just didn't want to talk to him.
Easy, I'm sorry.
Shut up! We are over! Okay.
No, you're not. Stop it.
Stop! Don't talk to me! Stop! No, you're not. So you know that.
According to the text messages from January sent while Christian was at the hospital 3 months earlier, he'd practically begged Courtney for help, to no avail. Christian replied, "I don't feel so good, Court. Can you come?" "Same," Courtney wrote back. "Oh well." Christian's next message read, "Come, I'm scared." Courtney's callous reply was simply, "Nah, you're not." It seemed like the tirade against Christian never let up, because on the day before Christian's stabbing, Courtney once again took things to a whole new level.
You!
Hey, let me help you.
Additionally, she happened to leave out another precipitating incident. According to Christian's video, he'd apparently said hello to one of their neighbors, something he was apparently not allowed to do.
You know damn well the right thing to do is to tell me.
Yes, and I am so sorry.
So shut up and let me slap you, dumb.
Oh, you're not gonna slap me.
Give me my phone.
You have your phone.
I don't have it anymore. Find it and charge it.
What?
Find it and charge
I
it.
mean, I'm sorry, Courtney.
I don't care. Find it and charge it.
Okay, just stop.
Don't talk to me.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, man.
Because I'm telling you, I'm sorry.
It's my heart. Find my phone and charge it. I need to find it because I have to go on my arm again.
So to go out?
No! Shut up!
Please.
Shut up. You went to go talk to her without talking.
I didn't go to go.
Yes, you did. You always want to.
Courtney, I was on.
He literally told me about it. Now he's like, damn.
What are you doing?
Yeah, son.
I didn't go to talk to. I was going on a bike ride. Like, what the?
Get off of me!
Me going to talk to. I'm just gonna make you act like this?
You literally talked to her without telling me!
Courtney, I was on a bike ride and she passed me and I said hi. You and Courtney are having a live chat. My bad, I forgot to tell you that. That doesn't make you to act and call me a.
You're.
Yes, thank you. Coming from Jordan, thank you.
I want you to get away from me!
The screaming match kept going, just like the shocking messages. The last time Christian was hospitalized 3 months earlier, Courtney stopped responding to his messages pleading for help, and Christian became increasingly distraught. When Courtney eventually wrote back, it was once again with an apology that said, "I feel extreme regret, sadness, and humiliation, and I am so sorry for hurting you. I hope we can get through this, but I understand if we can't. Your anger and pain is completely valid." However, during the fight the night before disaster struck, there was no evidence that Courtney had offered any such apology.
Kill me.
Cece, I'm sorry I didn't tell you.
If you make one more excuse, I will shut my ears. I will never listen to you again. You know damn well.
You don't need to scream.
I will. You know damn well. You know. I need to leave my phone. I need to go home. I need to talk to them. I need my phone.
Cece,
Don't touch me.
what is going on? Like, are you gonna get this mad at me when I'm apologizing to you?
But Christian's attempts to apologize seemed to have no effect, and the couple remained headed towards disaster. At the police station, Courtney continued with her version of how the fight progressed.
And he ended up pinning me against the wall. And then, I mean, I said like choking me on the floor, and it's happened twice before, where I couldn't breathe and I was on the floor. I could not breathe. And I don't think that he is trying to kill me, but I was scared. He said, why don't you go find one of the guys in G-Wagon? Because I had said something about that when I broke up with him like a week ago. Out of anger. I didn't say it because I want that, because I love him. But that was just one of the things that you said.
Was that at the moment that he was charging you, or earlier in one of the arguments?
It was before he choked me. Yes, it was before he choked me.
So you told me that he had you against the wall at one point, right? With the hands over your neck. And how did you end up from the wall to the ground?
Domingo